Welcome to OkState Daily. Casey Porter here, so glad you decided to tune in. What a glorious day it was Saturday afternoon inside Boone Pickens Stadium as the Oklahoma State Cowboys took down OU 27-24 in the last regular season Bedlam ever. Wow, what a game it was. It was dramatic. It came down to the end, and Oklahoma State, they came through, and for the third time since 2011, have beaten OU and put themselves in a position because of that win to make the Big 12 championship game. Of course, you have a lot of work left to do. 3 games left with that, but hey, it is right there in front of you. You don't want to hear me talk all day long, though. Let's get to the highlights. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get right to it, and let's talk Cowboy football. So OSU gets the ball first, and I really love what Casey Dunn does here. Hey, get your quarterback some easy throws to your biggest target. The worst matchup for OU, and that would be RashodOwens, who had 10 catches on the day because, hey, AlanBowman has not been in this type of environment in Bedlam like this. You know he had nerves. There's another easy throw to a posted up RashodOwens, a big body. He showed him the numbers, made that an easy throw for AlanBowman. So you got to like the fact that Casey Dunn is easing Bowman into this game. Here is Josiah Johnson in motion there. I want to show you this GH counter and the look off of that in the past. Let me back that up. Why this is such a good play. AlanBowman just did not make a good play here. RashodOwens bailed him out. But watch the G. Left guard Preston Wilson and the H back here. They're going to pull. That's Josiah Johnson. Pull back this way, and as they do, watch the OU linebackers right there. See how they come up and fit the run? So as they come up and fit the run, that leaves this pocket right here wide open for AlanBowman to throw to. Makes it an easy throw for him, but just not a very good throw. Boy, AlanBowman didn't make there, but RashodOwens bails him out. He makes a great catch, lets everybody there know. See, there's another bad one. You got to know that the nerves are going through AlanBowman right now. Just get him settled in, and I love this. This happened right in front of me to Brennan Presley. You know, Bowman, you mentioned, hadn't made 2 good throws in a row, so let's make one where he just really can't mess up. Just throw it sideways to Brennan Presley. Let him go make a play, something he did. Hey, OllieGordon, give OU credit. They fired safeties. They loaded the box. They did everything they could to contain OllieGordon. They did a pretty good job. He still went for over 130. 33 carries, so OllieGordon, he is just an absolute stud. And here he goes. To the house, OllieGordon, 10-5, touchdown, Oklahoma State. OSU takes the early lead, and for an environment that was just absolutely charged up, boy, that certainly helped continue that on, and boy, this was a huge environment. Everybody going nuts. OllieGordon, everybody's crowd favorite, does a great job getting into the end zone, and Oklahoma State takes an early 6-0 lead. So I want to watch right here. Watch Joe Michalski, the center. See how this is zone blocking, so you got a double team, and this is called scraping to backer. This backer is going to attack the play here. Michalski's just going to chip him. Watch it right there. He's going to chip him. He's going to get him out of the way. From there, OllieGordon just got to break that arm tackle. Now make that cut. Look at that great block by Leon Johnson. Get it into the end zone. We don't want a first and goal from the 2. Get in the end zone. Get the 6 on the board for the Pokes. So OSU takes the early lead. The crowd is going bonkers, and give OU credit. They just did a really good job here, just like OSU. Hey, get it to your best receiver. Make it an easy throw for Dylan Gabriel, who had never played at Boone Pickens Stadium. Get him going. There's just a good play by a good quarterback. Dumps it off and gets good yardage. You see right there CollinOliver on the coverage. And this is just really good schematics from OU. They had not shown a whole lot of really any kind of counter scheme. They ran both GG counter, they ran GH counter, and also GT counter. Right here, you're going to see the GG, right? Watch both guards pull out. Kind of like the old Buck sweep that Sean Gleason brought to Oklahoma State. OSU was not prepared for that. That was not something that was real evident on film if you watch a whole lot of it from OU. So definitely a wrinkle that the Sooners put in the playbook. Hey, they caught OSU kind of like Kansas did a couple of times. They get right back. Give credit to Jeff Levy, Oklahoma offensive coordinator, for calling that play. Just a good job by him. So OU ties it up 7-7. OSU responds their next possession. They get a couple of first downs. I love this little boot waggle action. And boy, he came off his initial receiver, Josiah Johnson. That's actually Braden Cassidy there. We saw Josiah catch it a couple times, but Bowman came off his initial receiver, made a great pass to RashodOwens. Here is RashodOwens again, just on the slant. So you've seen him just kind of hit that quick early in the game. You saw him post up on just a, just kind of a hitch route. You see a slant there. RashodOwens is dominating. There's OU again, bringing up safeties, just jamming the box, trying to stop OllieGordon. Here's another one of those little quicks to Brennan Presley. Remember, he went for all those yards in the first drive that OSU scored. Tried that again, went to the well one more time, and then a long ball to Leon Johnson that just simply put overthrown just a touch. Hey, the referees let him play all day long. There were some controversial calls, and I thought this punt right here by Paul was very, very big. It checked up sideways and down at the 1 yard line. Oklahoma State had lost momentum. This was a game that OSU needed to keep the lead because they needed to keep the tempo like they did at a slower pace. OU wanted to play faster, so to have the lead meant that you could play that tempo game. So I thought that punt right there was huge. So got to play complimentary football here. Oklahoma State's offense, they didn't score, but they did get the field position to the point to where the punter, Paul, could get OU pin beat down deep. Did a good job on first down, that inside zone play. Just a drop there for OU. Got to get off the field right here. Got to play complimentary football. Watch right here. Give up inside position. Corey Black gave up inside position because of that. You run that little slant. That's just a good route by the receiver. Watch this receiver kind of push to the sideline and then come into the slant right here. And that's why, see that right there? He pushed the sideline, come in from the slant, and then that's why the inside position was giving up a big first down for OU. Then a penalty. They go backwards before the big play that we see for them that really gets them out of the hole. Here is one of the 8 penalties for OU. I wanted to show you this because penalties were a huge part of the victory for OSU Saturday. Here's a nice play to DrakeStoops. Got to give it up to this young man. He is just a wonderful competitor, a great football player. Really admire the way that he plays. Here is a fumble caused by XavierBenson. There were more than one fumble that Dylan Gabriel had on the day. He actually got that one back. I love XavierBenson. Watch him redirect right here. Right there. Redirect. Get yourself to the quarterback. Hey, get as many hits in on Dylan Gabriel as you can. They accumulate. They get in his head. That's how you beat a guy like that. You make him start making mistakes. XavierBenson wants the crowd to get into it. It's 3rd and 13. You think it's getting ready to go bonkers, and then this. Wow. What a play from OU on the deep mesh route. I'm going to show you here in just a second what happened to OSU. They actually had 2 guys run into each other. A good concept for OU. Okay, so as I forward this, I want to show you actually what happens. Okay, so this receiver here and the receiver over here you haven't seen yet, they're actually going to cross each other right here. And what you do is you throw it to the underneath receiver because then it sets a natural pick and you force the 2 defenders to run into each other. So let's roll this. Watch right here. Okay, this is the underneath guy, the guy he's going to throw it to. Now watch the 2 OSU defenders. Boom. They run into each other. You throw it to the underneath guy because they ran into each other. This guy was open too. But, hey, the play is designed to go to the underneath receiver. He's wide open because the 2 OSU defenders ran into each other. Give OU credit. Hey, just like they dialed up the good GG kind of counter buck, kind of counter type scheme for the big run play, they drew up a deep mesh route to get that big play. And then this. Hey, the direct snap to the running back. He tries to give it to Dylan Gabriel, and it's on the floor, and who else to recover it other than my man XavierBenson, who has made a huge impact. He is the emotional leader for this defense, and he is simply a fantastic player. So OSU gets the ball in very good field position in a 7-7 game. So OSU gets the ball off the turnover. You see trips. This is the formation OSU used a lot tonight. Josiah Johnson, let me back that up. I love this. This kind of little just out pattern for Josiah Johnson. They had trips to one side, then they had a tight end back to the other. They ran this 3 or 4 times in the first half. Of course, you had motion away from that, and you had to know OSU was trying to set something off of that, release the backside tight end. So what you're trying to do is you're actually trying to get all the coverage to roll back to this side, then throw it back to your tight end, back to the boundary on a good matchup. OU did a pretty good job defending that play. Here is some more motion from Brennan Presley. He does that all the time. There's that ghost counter again that OU just did a really, really good job on. The G and the H, both Josiah Johnson, actually I think that's Braden Cassidy. Right guard they pulled. Here is a really huge play. OSU, they needed to capitalize off of that turnover. Brennan Presley with a great catch up the middle. Let's watch exactly what happens here. for him to get open. Presley, first of all, one of the reasons why he gets open is because he's in motion so much. So just simply you remember that mesh route that OU ran? Okay, remember me telling you that you throw it to the underneath receiver every time? Well, hey, Casey Dunn paid attention to that. So guess what he did? He ran a mesh route of his own where you have the two crossers, and to keep from running into each other, this safety right here kept some depth, but because he kept that depth, that gave the window for Brendan Presley to actually catch that ball, get upfield, get the first down. That was huge because you had to take advantage of the turnover you got. Here is just an inside zone play. A great job for OllieGordon getting good yardage. There's that ghost play again, that GH. Hey, OU was ready for OSU's gap scheme. The pull scheme was not as successful. There is a split zone play, and I want to show you what I mean when I say split zone. Back that up. Okay, so you're going to see this guy, RashodOwens. He's actually going to come across the formation, and he's going to block that 9-tech and kind of set that edge for OllieGordon to get up underneath. A good job, RashodOwens. He's caught 3 balls already. Now he's made a good block, but there was a penalty on this play, which was very unfortunate considering that it was second down and short. A tough call to stomach there, so I wanted to show you that. But hey, good play by RashodOwens of actually blocking there. There goes Leon Johnson, the third, to get back to that trip set. Now you go to the top. Hey, just third down and 13. You get a lot of it back. That gives you the ability to go for it on fourth down. That was very good game planning. And then there's Johnson again. A slant to Brendan Presley, and he is wide open. Another huge first down, trying to capitalize again off that momentum, trying to get the lead back because you knew you needed to have the lead all night long. So we start the second quarter here, so you could keep that slow tempo going. And here goes AlanBowman to the end zone. Yes, sir, young man. The Bowman, AlanBowman to the house. He gives Oklahoma State the lead again. 14-7 after the extra point. OSU takes the lead. They're able to play tempo. So OSU takes the momentum back. They take the lead again, and then OU gets the ball back. They go deep right here. This got scary just for a second. Wanted to show you the great play by Cam Smith. Hey, there was a lot of contact. There were some plays. I thought they'd throw down the sword right there. I love that sword they threw down. A lot of plays I thought on both sides could have been called pass interference. This was not one of them. That is just simply, amazing textbook defense there from Cam Smith. That is a great play. Throw down the sword, young man. OU eventually, you see this play here. They have to punt. So this was just a great play by Cam Smith. I want to show you that before OU had to punt. OSU gets the ball back. So OSU could not do anything with it. They punt the football. They have to give it back to OU, and OU does a really good job on this drive. Hey, just a little quick right there that XavierBenson says absolutely no, sir. He had a great game Saturday against OU, no doubt about that. Here's just a good throw and a good catch. I want to show you the Tampa 2 that Oklahoma State was in here. Watch this middle linebacker. Okay, we used to run a lot of this when Bill Young was at Oklahoma State. The Caleb Levy used to do this quite a bit for his middle linebacker position. Watch this middle linebacker drop in the middle field. You're going to have a deep cover 2. Now, with that deep cover 2, that means that you're going to have a hole in front or behind the corner and in front of the safety that OU hits pretty well. Watch this, right behind the corner, right in front of the safety. OU does a good job of just recognizing that the defense that Oklahoma State is in at that point and running the right route. There is power play, meaning a guard pulls and wraps. OU does a good job of Sawchuk getting behind that right guard that pulled and wrapped. And you see, hey, when OU's not running gap scheme, when they're just running inside zone like that play, Oklahoma State's able to match up with it pretty well. Just give OU credit that they did a lot of things they hadn't shown all over film, and this is just a good, hey, you got to get to the quarterback. If you give Dylan Gabriel, a player as good as him, that much time to throw it, he's going to find an open receiver because OU has guys that are good, led by DrakeStoops. I got to say, DrakeStoops is a fantastic football player. OU just kind of churning out first downs here, setting themselves up for first and goal, and then this linebacker cover. DrakeStoops wide open. Let me back you up and show you what happened here. Okay, DrakeStoops absolutely lined up in the backfield. This is, hey, just got to give OU credit. They have drawn up some just really awesome stuff to this point, stuff they hadn't really shown on film. DrakeStoops is going to come out of the backfield, which means if he comes out of the backfield, that is a linebacker cover. But because Dylan Gabriel gives the threat of a run, like almost a quarterback draw. Okay, because of that, the linebackers have to fit that run. So watch this. Okay, Dillon Gabriel right here, he gives that step up, which gives the linebackers the ability that, they have to fit this run. Because they're fitting that run, now you don't identify DrakeStoops coming out of the backfield. See that linebacker right there? Should have been covered. That's a back out right there for him. Should have been covering him, because you see Kendall Daniels, he is actually chasing the tight end right there. That should have been a linebacker cover. Because of the run look that Gabriel gave, the linebacker was in run fit mode and did not cover DrakeStoops, and it's 6 points, tie game. So I said it was actually a tie game. It actually was 17-14, and this is the start of the second half where OU got the ball. Oklahoma State just simply had a hard time with OU's GT counter scheme. Let me show you this, okay? Left guard, left tackle. Watch them pull. See them right there? They're going to pull. This is GT scheme, GT counter scheme right here. You cave inside. You just block watch everybody down inside, and there's just nobody left on that GT scheme. 4-2 blockers. Sawchuk gets up underneath it, and there's nobody there for OSU, and he gets good yardage. And so OSU's, point blank was having trouble with OU's pull scheme, and for some reason, instead of just continuing to run that GT counter right down the field, they elect to take a deep shot, and they pay for it with the interception here by Dylan Smith. I want to back that up and show you, the main reason why this happened, because I think if Dillon Gabriel was able to step into this and throw it the length that he wanted to, I think this probably would have been a touchdown. That is Nick Martin right there. Watch him come to the quarterback light speed right there. Look at that. Boom. He just absolutely nails Dillon Gabriel. Because of that, he slightly underthrows the ball. That allows Dylan Smith to actually catch up, knock the ball. Not Dylan Smith, but that allows the other safety to knock the ball up in the air. Let Dylan Smith have time to get up underneath it. Oklahoma State gets the ball back. Momentum, 3-point lead. OSU gets the ball back at the 36-yard line off the turnover. Boy, this was a big-time catch by RashodOwens on the slant. Boy, how strong hands must he have to catch that ball. Look at that cutback by OllieGordon. Hey, get the first down there. Makes it third down and short off the 2nd and 4 play. OllieGordon, hey, got a little bit dinged up. Then this was a tough one because OSU got a penalty, but then you get the 3rd down and 6. I love this play. Watch the blocking on this play, as I think it's actually going to continue to roll. If not, I will go ahead and back it up, and we'll check this out. This is Josiah Johnson, Preston Wilson right there. Look at that. Boom, boom. Right there, and off to the races, OllieGordon. So this is that GH counter, that ghost counter. G for guard, H for H-back. Watch Preston Wilson set the edge. Watch Josiah Johnson wrap up in the hole and finish the hole for OllieGordon right there. Boom and boom. Josiah Johnson, great job. Preston Wilson, Josiah Johnson right here. Preston Wilson right there. OllieGordon does a great job of letting all those 2 blocks set up and settle. Great job down the field by Leon Johnson blocking. First down OSU, 3-point lead, a ton of momentum at this point. Just a great job on that gap scheme. Here's AlanBowman throwing it to Brendan Presley in the flats. Just a great, that's a face mask right there. Got to call that. Hey, for OU fans, you want to whine about all the officiating, we're going to show you it. I don't know if I'm going to show it to you, but there was a pass interference or it should have been a holding on Josiah Johnson. Got to get the first down there, Ollie. And then that face mask there. Several calls both ways. Just a great tackle. OllieGordon, boy, man, need that first down. OSU has the momentum, then they get stuffed on 4th down. That was disappointing. As an OSU fan, you're thinking, man, OSU has such a hard time beating OU. You're thinking, all those thoughts are kind of creeping in your head like, hey, is this another one of those where OSU's going to keep it close but lose at the end? OU's making all the right plays at the right time. So, hey, that was definitely disappointing that OSU did not get the first down on that 4th down. I would like to say, though, hey, 2 4th downs that Mike Gundy went for, didn't get either one of them. You had also the trick play that OllieGordon threw the interception on. You were very aggressive, the coaches were, and that's one of the biggest complaints that fans have had about Mike Gundy and Bedlam. Not aggressive enough, and hey, 3 of those 3 plays, the 2 4th downs and the trick play, none of them worked. But guess what? Your team still won the game because as a leader, you showed them no fear. You showed them you were there to win and you were going to pull out all the stops to do it. And hey, when that happens as a leader and you give your kids that kind of leadership, I talked to Paul Jones about Les Miles. He will confirm this. They then will cover all of your mistakes because they know that you have their back and they know that you are playing to win, and that sets the tone for them. They will do the same thing thing. So although those 3 plays didn't work, in my opinion, because he showed the team how aggressive he was being, they covered for him. Oklahoma State won the game. So OU stops OSU on downs, and boy, this was a possession where OU went back to their bread and butter for this game, the pull scheme. You see counter there, and then you see the counter, and then off the counter, you actually have a quick to DrakeStoops. Going to say it again, he is just a great player. A lot of admiration and a lot of respect for DrakeStoops. Simply put, if you give Dylan Gabriel, a quarterback of his caliber, the time to hit a crosser like that, he's going to find somebody open. There's that GT and the quick off of that to DrakeStoops. Good scheming for OU, but we're going to see some really nice plays coming up for OSU. That puts OU in harm right here. Xavier Ross, this is a great play for him. Okay, watch this. This is what we call Gator, meaning it's supposed to be quarterback counter. GT, guard and tackle back to the right side. The handoff's going to come over here. Quarterback Dylan Gabriel, if he actually keeps this ball, if OU, I'm assuming this isn't a read, although, hey, if Dylan Gabriel, he has his eyes on the 9 tech who actually squats right here, that is a give read. If instead they are reading Xavier Ross here, the 5 tech, if he was reading Xavier Ross, he may have went to the house with this, because they have, they have the end right here, they have him kicked out, then they have 81 leading up on safety, and beyond that, there's nobody else. But because he gives the ball instead, watch Xavier Ross. He is unblocked, and from behind, right there, runs it down. Great play, young man. Oklahoma State absolutely needed that. A lot of enthusiasm. Xavier Ross is, a young man that comes in and does a great job when he's asked to come in and chase down plays from the backside or whatever stunt it may be. So, hey, here's just a great play by Trey Rucker again. So, Oklahoma State, boy, they really have OU up against the ropes. I want to show you just, a couple times a game. It's really fun to watch Trey Rucker. Watch him from his middle safety position, chase down a swing pass out of the backfield. Watch this. He comes right up on it and does not miss. That is just an incredible play. I think we'd all agree. Rucker needs to be a little bit more consistent in the pass game, but when it comes to that, getting downhill, he is just simply fantastic. It is a lot of fun to watch. But, hey, so OSU has OU in a hole, but they get out of it with, guess what? Their GT counter scheme. Watch guard and tackle here. Pull right there. Okay, this is GT scheme again, and OSU really has had no answers to that to this point. XavierBenson just gets chipped just enough. You have the kick out right here. You have the seal right there, and it is absolutely to the house. Number 2 right there took kind of a bad angle, and it is to the house, and OU with their GT counter. I'm just glad they didn't run it on the first possession of the second half all the way down the field to take the lead, because OSU, hey, they needed to keep the lead. I'm going to say it again, to keep the tempo in their favor. So OU has taken the lead. Oklahoma State, for the first time in the game, is now trailing, and this is just another great play, RashodOwens. Wow, what a superstar game he had. And OSU, hey, they did not score on this possession, but there was the second time in a row they went for it on 4th down and did not get it. But they did change field position, which field position was a huge part of this game. A lot of that hat right there on the ground that you saw for the referee, that means that RashodOwens went out of bounds, but he did reestablish himself in bounds before he caught the ball, which makes it legal. There's that boot waggle game again, not necessarily boot waggle, but just kind of an out to Josiah Johnson. Here is a ghost play again for OSU, OllieGordon. OSU loved that GH. Yeah, the GH counter play, they ran it quite a few times. I mentioned it. Here's an inside zone, OllieGordon. Just lower your head and get the first down right there on 3rd down and 2. Great job of OU just winning at the point of contact. Here's the 4th down again, just too many guys swarming. I'm going to say it again. Hey, the 4th down didn't work. Neither one of them did. Neither did the trick play. But because the Oklahoma State coach, Mike Gundy, the head coach, showed his kids that he was willing to do whatever it took to win the game, play aggressive, I think they fed off that. They covered the fact that those plays didn't work, and because of that, they played aggressive, they played to win, and I think in the end that's the best way to do it. OSU fans have always wanted Mike Gundy to be more of a riverboat gambler in the OU game. He was Saturday, and even though the specific plays didn't work out, guess what? OSU won the game. Not going to lie, this is the point of the game where I really got worried, because I felt like the way OSU, here comes Nick Martin again. Boy, got another hit on Dylan Gabriel. I really felt like if OU took a 2-score lead, that was, boy, what a play. That is Corey Black right there. That is just a hammer right there for big number 2. Great play. I hope his young brother sees that and sees how fun it is to play for Oklahoma State. Look at that, bam. But, hey, I felt like if OU got a 2-score lead, OSU could no longer play the slower tempo. They were going to have to play OU's game. OU had the counter scheme that we had not answered. I was extremely worried at this point because OU was headed downhill. If they score here and take an 11-point lead, you see OSU really is not having a very good answer for the run game. So this was the pivotal point of the game. I know, hey, not necessarily the pivotal plays, but the pivotal point to where if OSU allows OU to go back in and score and take an 11-point lead, it probably starts tilting sideways. And then here is just a really nice play by Dylan Gabriel to Austin Stogner to get down to a 4th down situation that is manageable, and it's just an absolutely gigantic, huge play right here, a huge drop. OSU absolutely had to have that, get the ball back down just 1 score. So OSU's down 4 points, 21-17, as I mentioned. You just can't go down 2 scores the way OSU wanted to play the slower tempo. Here's an inside handoff, and right now, hey, man, OllieGordon, he's dinged up. OU's keyed on him. Jaden Nixon is in the game. There is Braden Cassidy in motion, so you have him and Jake Schultz in the game. OU's doing a good job stuff on the run. You're trying to figure out, no OllieGordon, how's OSU going to score? You're down 4 points. You can't let OU be the next team to score, especially if it's a touchdown. AlanBowman, this was a gigantic play. Get the first down, Brennan Presley. Not just that he caught it. Hey, he was fighting guys to catch it to begin with, and then just backed up enough to get the first down. Kind of like RashodOwens, that catch against the sideline last week against Cincinnati. Quietly, this probably was the biggest play of the game as far as, not one of the huge plays in the biggest moments, because if you don't get that, there's another face mask that got missed. So if OU wants to complain about officiating, try that one on for size too, because you knew OU could not take an 11-point lead. OSU had to get that first down. Presley, just did everything he had to do to get that first down, and now away you go. RashodOwens down the sideline. Now you're moving the ball. The 4th quarter starts, but then you have this. OllieGordon, just run the ball, young man. He was a quarterback in high school. Yes, he was, no doubt about it, but he ran Wildcat. I mean, he was not like an efficient passing quarterback by any stretch. So once the initial guy's not open, watch this forearm right there, boom, by that OU coach at the top on AlanBowman. I want to back that up because this is just a bunch of bull, you-know-what, by this OU coach, and I hope a lot of people see this. Watch right here at the top, AlanBowman. Watch him. Forearm shiver right there. That's just a bunch of crap right there by that OU coach. Just absolutely classless move by him. And I just wanted to say, hey, right there, AlanBowman, if he does not make this tackle, let's just watch it for ourselves. If AlanBowman does not make this tackle, this might be a pick 6 and give OU that 11-point lead. At this point, you're really thinking OSU has missed right here. If he doesn't make that tackle, that's a pick 6, guys. So give AlanBowman, or likely, OllieGordon might have caught him, but you're thinking right now, if you're an OSU fan, hey, you've had 2 4th down go against you. You've now turned the ball over on a really silly, hey, I love the fact that OSU is going for broke with the trick play there. Just OllieGordon's just got to know, hey, if the first guy's not there, just eat it and run, take the 5-yard loss. So you're kind of feeling like, well, this is typical Bedlam. OSU keeps it close, does a bunch of stupid stuff down the stretch to lose the game, but lo and behold, it did not. So, hey, I do like the fact, again, that OSU is playing aggressive, just got to overcome it. So OU gets the ball back, and in my opinion, they have a chance to put the game away. Again, they go back to the running game here and get good yardage on first down. You see just that cutback off of some really good blocking from OU's offensive line. Here's just an inside zone play. Again, when OU didn't pull guys and kick guys, that kind of stuff, just the inside zone stuff, OSU is pretty good on. And boy, this was huge right here. Come up with a huge stop. Nick Martin, I love that young man. I love watching him play. Absolutely had to have that stop for Oklahoma State because, again, I'm going to say it again, OSU simply could not go down by 2 scores. OU, a really, really good concept here. And the way that they set it up, getting this quick kick down at the 3-yard line. So, hey, Oklahoma State had stopped. They were not down 2 scores, but they were down at their own 3-yard line. So down 4, 97 yards away from pay dirt. Boy, this was a great first play of the half for OSU just to get out of the hole. OllieGordon, just an inside zone play. Braden Cassidy, but the importance of this right here is that he seals that edge right here, which gives OllieGordon the ability and the time to pick his hole, because if this 9-tech comes off the edge, AlanBowman's not going to pull it. We know that. If he comes off the edge, then if OllieGordon stops at all, he chases that down from behind, as we saw Xavier Ross do that. So that block right there by Braden Cassidy, that was a huge block for him. Gets OllieGordon out to the 7-yard line. Then a second down play that OU stops. And right here I'm thinking, man, you have got to get the first down if you're OSU. This is an absolutely gigantic play. Please don't tell me, if you're an OU fan, this is not pass interference. If you're saying that, that is just absolutely wrong. I'm going to back this up again. We're going to slow this down, and we're going to watch it again. Okay, Leon Johnson at the top. This was a risky play call in the sense that it's low percentage. Right here, this is all legal. This is hand fighting. Although the ball is in the air, as soon as the ball's in the air, you got to let go. So right there, it's already pass interference. Let's back that up. Okay, watch the OU player grab Leon Johnson. Okay, right there. Okay, that, my friends, is absolutely 100%, completely, totally, and entirely, unequivocally, you can't debate it. Right there, that is pass interference. If an OU fan wants to say that's not pass interference, they are just absolutely, simply put, wrong. RashodOwens did push off after that, but it was because of the pass interference, and we're going to see it right here. Watch that right there, that pass interference. RashodOwens is just reacting to the pass interference that had happened to him already. So you get the 15 yards there, and then watch this. BrentVenables out to the numbers and still on the move towards the referee. That is an easy flag to call. There is no way any OU fan can argue. This is just a great play by the linebacker. That either one of those calls shouldn't have happened. Those were easy calls. They were blatant. They were obvious. There is no way an OU fan can complain. Well, they can because, you know, if you want to, I guess. Here's another pass to RashodOwens. So Oklahoma State gets out of the hole. Now they're past midfield. Hey, now you're going back to RashodOwens. You're down 4. You can feel that clock just ticking. With the new rules, you know there's a limited amount of possessions left. And the drama is building because you're starting to think in your head, okay, how many more possessions is OSU going to get? If they don't score on this possession, the way that they're slowing the tempo down and you know, trying to kill clock, if they don't score here, are they going to have enough time to get enough possessions? You know, hey, this is that throw that AlanBowman's so good at. From the far hash to the far sideline, he just throws an absolute missile to Brennan Presley, who just really just does a great job of that little V-whip. You know, you just kind of that post corner, if you will, doing a great job of just staying inside of the guy trying to cover him. There's Braden Cassidy in the backfield again, pulling back to his left. Another great pass to Brennan Presley. Get up inside there. Get that first down, young man. Yes, sir. And OSU now has the momentum. Now you're thinking, okay, well, if they don't get in this end zone, do you kick a field goal? What do you do here? But OllieGordon just eliminates all that. Look at that. All the way down to the 2-yard line. Oklahoma State is rocking and rolling. Boone Pickens Stadium is very nervous, but it is also very, very, very excited. Watch this. As look, see that seal block right there. That gives OllieGordon the ability to cut this ball back. Here comes RashodOwens cutting it back across, and then here is Josiah Johnson. Watch him make that last block right there. That gets his linebacker out of the picture. Here you have a great seal block. You have a great block going on right here, and then OllieGordon from that point on, RashodOwens makes the last block. Hey, for all the things that RashodOwens did, catching the football, maybe the best play of the day is that block right there. That gets OllieGordon all the way down to the 2-yard line. Oklahoma State, hey, we know that they've had struggles with their goal-to-go offense, so you're still not convinced that OSU is going to get this ball in the end zone. You're thinking, hey, man, as a matter of fact, I texted one of my friends, Terry Bennett, run the boot waggle. He'll be wide open to the tight end. That's not necessarily the boot waggle, but it was a tight end concept that they threw on first down, got a penalty, and they just did away with it by giving the ball to OllieGordon to give Oklahoma State the lead again by 3 points, and the drama is building. So before we move on, I wanted to show you center right here, Joe Michalski. Watch how he climbs to the second level. Look at that block on the linebacker. Joe Michalski, my opinion, of course, I don't watch other college football teams very much, so I can't make the statement definitively, but if they're, watch this right here, to the second level, great block, gets OllieGordon in the end zone. If there's a better center out there, I'd like to see it. Sooner Magic, baby, there it is right there. That is Sooner Magic at its finest. Oklahoma State had taken the lead 24-21. And then just a complete, boy, look at that fan. The Boone Pickens Stadium, I tell you what, it was absolutely rocking. Yes, like I said, it was a nervous kind of, hey, man, you know, who knows what's going to happen. But right here, this was one of the most electric moments I have ever spent at Boone Pickens Stadium. It was amazing. So look at just a complete mistake right here. Just get on the ball. Oklahoma State gets the ball back after scoring, celebrating, no doubt about it. And you're thinking, okay, it's a 3-point game. Oklahoma State, we've got to punch this thing in the end zone, take a 2-score lead, because you're just thinking, hey, if you just go up 6, that allows OU to, like they did, get the ball back once, maybe twice, to go ahead and score a touchdown, something we've seen they're very good at doing and actually winning the game. So you're thinking, you kind of go from just the sheer elation that you saw from that fan to, boy, and how about Cody Walterscheid? Hey, I'll tell you what, Cowboy fans, great things happen to young men like him who work hard, and young men that work hard like Cody Walterscheid, they make their own luck. Right place at the right time. But through all the work that he has put in, once you saw that on the floor, you knew he was going to be the guy that came up with it. So, hey, a little disappointed as we get into this next possession. We're going to watch it. Oklahoma State, get aggressive, get that ball in the end zone, take that 2-score lead. But how it is, Oklahoma State has the ball right now, 3-point lead. So after 3 pretty forgettable plays for Oklahoma State, they ended up kicking a field goal to go up 6, and now you're thinking, well, you left the door open. There's DrakeStoops, going to say it again. Got to give credit to him. He is a wonderful young player. And then this, absolutely no doubt, this good play by OU, 100%, this is pass interference. I know they let him play. There's a lot of contact. That's Trey Rucker in pass coverage. A lot of contact. That is 100% pass interference. Can't complain about that at all. So now you're thinking, man, you had everything go your way, and you just left the door open. There's Anthony Goodlow finishing that play off that CollinOliver got the sack on. That was an absolute huge play to get OU behind schedule and get behind the chains. And, boy, look at that play there. Nick Martin, kapow. And you can see he's a little bit stunned. He's like, wow, that one didn't feel very good. So now OU's behind the chains, and here's the play. Not going to lie, hey, and I know there are reports out that if you actually back that up, that DrakeStoops actually stepped out of bounds, which would nullify that play, which if you actually look, he actually did step out of bounds at some point. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to be able to see it on this video right there. See how Drake Stoops steps out of bounds? But at that point, he is already being held and he's already being interfered with. So, I mean, it's 100%. I'm not going to listen to anybody argue about this. This is pass interference, 100%. There's no denying this. Drake Stoops is being interfered with. Even if you say he stepped out of bounds, it's because of the contact. And if you were taken out of bounds because of the contact, you know, hey, that is a flag, point blank. And so this should have been pass interference. It should have been 1st and goal for OU or whatever it would have been off of the play. This was just a missed call. There's just no two ways to look at that. Having said that, hey, I've said it a couple times already in this game. There were missed calls that went both ways. You saw the one on Josiah Johnson. That should have been a holding call. You saw the one on Leon Johnson. You saw the face mask that was missed on RashodOwens. So having said the fact that should have been pass interference, still not going to listen to OU fans who want to think this game was lost because of that one play. The officiating went both ways. So after OU had to kick the field goal off of the missed PI call, boy, this was a huge first down. Josiah Johnson, he has just been such a weapon. The young man out of UMass here from his H-back position. OSU, they run that gap scheme, meaning that you're just going to block down, and then you're going to kick right here. Josiah Johnson gets up there and does a good enough job of getting Ollie to that second level and getting a second and short. And you just kind of felt like, man, there's that. Well, I like that play. OSU had not ran that. You know, they'd ran that GH play whenever Josiah had been the H-back, but now he's a tight end. This is actually, you know, I guess you could call this a GTE play. Watch right guard and actually tight end. I don't know if I've ever seen this out of a tight end. They both pull out of that counter scheme. OllieGordon does a good job getting behind his two pullers and getting Oklahoma State the first down. Now you're just watching that clock right here. You're thinking tick, 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 tick. Right here, Leon Johnson, great job of catching the ball, and that is not an out of bounds. His forward progress was still in bounds. That should have been clock continuing to roll, you know, because it's not if you actually end up out of bounds, it's whether your forward progress. See right there, forward progress had stopped while he was still in bounds. That should have been roll the clock. Although, you know, outside of 2 minutes, they set it back anyway, so it only cost Oklahoma State a couple of seconds, so no big deal right there. Again, another situation to where Coach Gundy is being absolutely aggressive. I know for a fact the players love that. It's why they played so hard. It's why they laid it on the line, and eventually, in my opinion, again, it's why they win. There's that GT counterplay again that OU did a great job of stopping on the day, and give OU credit. Right now you're thinking, okay, well, they had to waste the timeout earlier to kick the field goal. There's 2:42. I'm texting my coaching buddy Terry Bennett, and I'm saying, hey, right now you're 1 first down away from winning this game. Come up with your best boot waggle play. Come up with your safest pass that you can think of that you're going to complete. Get a first down. Oklahoma State does exactly that. Hey, I have no problems whatsoever with any. You see BrentVenables there. You can't tell me he's not nervous at this point. I have no problems whatsoever with everything Casey Dunn did this in this possession. He did everything he absolutely could to right there. See that boot waggle play? That's a great play call. I mean, that should be about 6 yards and about a 3rd down and 2. That is a great play call. Give OU credit. They saw it coming. What AlanBowman should have probably done is just complete the pass and then, get it to Josiah Johnson, catch the ball, go down, make it about a 3rd and 7, and keep the clock running. So, hey, you can't have it both ways. You can't complain that Mike Gundy's not a riverboat gambler enough in the OU game. Then also complain that he's running trick plays, going for it on 4th down, and then throwing it and completing a pass there as well. You can't have it both ways. I love that Oklahoma State is being aggressive. They're on the plus side of the 50-yard line. 3rd and 9, you kind of figured Oklahoma State was going to run the ball here. The reason why you do that, you got to make OU kill one of their timeouts. It makes it just infinitely much more difficult to drive the field with only one timeout than it does when you have 2. So now here comes high drama. OU gets the ball back right around 2 minutes to go. Game on the line. I am absolutely not going to lie. At this point in the game, I am so nervous, especially after this first catch from DrakeStoops. I can't even see straight because the first thing you're thinking is, well, hell, all they need is a field goal. And then once they get into, of course, their field goal kicking has not been good. Once they get into field goal range, then really the advantage goes to them because once they have the field goal in their back pocket, then they can try for the win with the touchdown. So I'm just telling you right now, I am absolutely sweating bullets. Here comes Nick Martin against XavierBenson. Gets a good hit right there as you back. I'm going to back that up and show you. What he saw was Nick Martin coming from the front. Coach Nardo has elite blitz packages. He likes to have number 4 Nick Martin and number 1 XavierBenson in combination. See, so Dylan Gabriel is going to see Nick Martin. He does not see XavierBenson. XavierBenson just kapow right there. Gets a great hit on Dylan Gabriel, which makes this ball flutter just enough to go over the outstretched arms of the OU receiver. So now it's 3rd down and 10. You're thinking, oh, well, maybe OSU can get it. An out on downs here, a big play on 3rd and 10. Just a great tackle, Corey Black. And thank goodness that the referees actually blew this dead before the forward momentum went to about 1 or 2 from Jaleel Farouk. They gave that forward momentum way back there that made it 4th and 5. And right here, how about that? How about that? Drive on the ball, young man. Get DrakeStoops short of the first down marker. And that's exactly what happened. Oklahoma State wins the game. You have the kneel down from AlanBowman, the Bowman. I got 2 things to say. Hey, OU, don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out, and go damn Pokes.